Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Lucid's Tournament Game 7, where we are playing Helheim. This is turn 63, and things have been heating up pretty heavily. So, let's see what this turn has in store for us. Alright, a couple of battles, it seems. So let's just roll through everything, and we'll see how it goes. We've completed Thaumaturgy 5. This is important for a couple of things, but mainly it's important for giving us access to Soul Slay, so that when we get Evocation 6, we can Mind Hunt effectively. That's cool. And we'll be able to Mind Hunt with our God, we'll be able to Mind Hunt with Magoth, and that's mostly it. I mean, we can Mind Hunt with Bune, but that will take a little bit of finagling. He'll need 3 boosters, but still a possibility. Anyways, we've done some Corpse Man construction. Augury finds nothing. Arcane Probing, nothing. Power Specs, nothing. We did Revive King, another Arcane Probing. Found a Crystal Garden in Zimria. That's a +1 Astral Pearl. Dark Knowledge found nothing. We bound another Archdevil. Burial. This is the last of the Archdevils. Cool. More Corpse Man construction. Gnome Lore. More Corpse Man construction. Voice of Apsu. A Dire Portent, as Toll, as Calum, has put up. I can't remember the name of it. It's the 5 Astral Pearl one. As it says, right? Not one of the more potent magic rituals, but the astral power harvested from the night sky will surely be used against you. So, okay, and then we did another Arcane Probing, found nothing. Now we've got a series of battle. This first one looks to be like a magic phase battle. So he probably cloud trapezed someone into Eric's. See how that goes. Alright, so this is just a She-Lord with very light gear, actually. A Black Steel Helmet, Frost Brand, Vine Shield, is weakened and has a chest wound. So this is actually relatively on the grand scale of things. I say that, but it's actually... Oh, it's unequaled obesity! Nice. Nice. Anyways, up against basically nothing. So, I say basically nothing. Our province defense is at 1 PD significantly greater than most province defense. This guy doesn't have regeneration, so there's always the chance, like, if we could actually sneak some blows in. But that being said, even with not a lot of gear and chest wound and weakened, that doesn't harm his defense bonus. So he still has extremely high defense, and in fact this guy has even higher defense because he's experienced. So the chance of ever actually getting an attack off is pretty low, whereas his chance is pretty high. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, he wins that round. We have a great round of blood hunting. Much closer to our goal of 120-ish per round. Very cool. Pedosian was the victim of an assassination attempt. Cool. See, aha! It is that same one. So, the one with the shillelagh, the Shroud of the Battle Strength, the Vine Shield, and very specifically the Lifelong Protection, so imps per turn. Along with some magic gems in order to get some air elementals going. Here's the thing. It's fucking Pedosian. Pedosian has 20 shock resistance. He didn't give a fuck about air elementals, right? And he's got 23 protection, which in theory a imp could get through. But he's also got 25% regeneration. So this is what's gonna happen. He starts to, he puts Legion of Steel on himself, which is a dumb buff. Of all the buffs he could put, that's a dumb one, right? But it does, you know, boost his protection a little bit. But here's the thing. So the annoyance is that this fucking sprite can actually elf shot him pretty effectively. So his fatigue just goes loopy high, right? But even in that case, keep in mind he's got a Scutata Volturnus, which means these things are not doing damage to him, really, and they're getting shocking grasped every single turn. So, this just continues. Eventually, this sprite will run out of ammunition, and then Pedosian will slowly but surely... Yeah, you see that? He actually took a little chip damage right there. And as soon as he did, he ticked up for 33 health. So eventually this... there he goes. The sprite runs out of ammunition, and it's going to take a little bit, but Pedosian's going to recover from his fatigue. Right? The only issue, though, being is that the lifelong protection is going to continue to summon these imps every single turn, over and over and over again. Which means that it's gonna come down to a route, right? Pedosian's not gonna be able to get to her to kill her, and she is never gonna kill him. So it's gonna be either they'll hit the turn timer and they will both route, and she'll route first because she has flying, right? Or one of them is going to route off of HP or a damage tick. Like Pedosian could, because he's very rarely getting hit, but he could route off of taking damage. And she could route off of just so much stuff dying, I guess, but... You know what this is actually doing, though? And this is funny. This is actually a very bad situation. Because this is just Pedosian killing over and over and over. Every single kill counts as an XP point, right? So he's just stacking up stats. This is actually really funny. Five. 6. God damn. There needs to be a faster speed than 3 times. And there we go. The armies of Tirnanog are routed. Boom. She immediately flies off the battlefield. And if an assassin flees, just like if the target flees, I believe... I believe this is correct. I could be wrong, but I think if either party flees, that party dies. So, not only does Pedosian survive that with flying colors, but that means Tirnanog has just lost their Shillelagh, Divine Shield, Lifelong Protection Bow Banshee, who has been assassinating us. Very good. 124 kills. Nice. We also get attacked in... Oh, no, sorry. This is not us. We watch as Tirnanog attacks Femoria in the Ossuary. And this is actually a pretty interesting battle because this is a big Tirnanog army versus a big Fomorian army. So we're going to watch kind of a pulled out view and just kind of see how this goes. Kind of call out some things as we see them. The big thing, right? They've both got pretty beefy armies. The big thing, and I'm gonna call it out as like an obvious thing to me, right? Is that Tirnanog has way more of their sacreds, right? Than Fomoria does. Oh, well, I say Fomoria doesn't even really have sacreds on the field, but they have Numidian warriors, which are their comparable unit to the Tuatha warriors, but the Tuatha warriors are sacred, and that's a problem. Okay. Whereas they have a lot more. Fomoria has a lot more Firbolg warriors, and Tir na Nog has more undead chaff, right? So the Firbolg warriors are better than the undead chaff, right? And the Numidians are better than the Firbolg warriors, but the Tuatha are far and away better than all of the rest of them. Like, one sacred Tuatha is going to stand toe-to-toe with, like, 3 or 4 Firbolgs, and maybe 1.5, 2 Numidian warriors, right? Like, it's a pretty extreme difference. Okay, so a couple of things here. A couple of things have happened. So one is that has that actually happened yet? Natural Storm goes up. Howl goes up from Tir na Nog. You can see that Fomoria has 3 of these Fomorian kings. Only one is really kitted out, but all of them have put up Soul Vortex. The problem is he's put up Soul Vortex, and I guess the plan is to... this is actually a fun, clever thing that I've seen done before, is you get trolls, right? And you put them as bodyguards. Sorry, he actually has 4. But you get trolls and you put them as bodyguards on Fomorian kings, or anyone that has high death magic, really. We could do this on Hangadrots, right? So you get trolls, you put them on bodyguard with a high death mage that puts Soul Vortex up, and then they can spam out Horde of Skeletons pretty consistently, and the regeneration from the trolls helps keep the trolls alive through the Soul Vortex. The Soul Vortex consistently sapping the trolls gives health back, but less important, or more importantly than the health, restores the fatigue of the Deathcaster, so that they can just, they're like a communion in and of themselves. They can just Horde of Skeletons. Now, from what I've seen, it's not a perfect scenario. The higher in death you are, the kind of like, I guess maybe the better it is. And if you have some reinvig gear to go with it, it can be pretty good. But I do think eventually the trolls die. Not sure though. Anyways, moving on. There are wolves attacking. Now, this is an interesting thing. Because this is an interesting thing because one of the Fomorian kings puts up Natural Storm as well, right? So Natural Storm went up very early from Tir na Nog. That's fine. But it was also coming up from Fomoria. And then we'll see here later that, like, at least this Fomorian king, who's pretty kitted, casts Fly on himself. It seems scripted to cast Fly. And I'm not sure why you would script your own storm, but also script your own flyers, you know, in that type of scenario. That seems odd to me. But this is a really interesting thing. So this is from this is actually from normally when I see Firbolgs, I'm like, oh, it's Fomoria, but this is actually from Tir na Nog's side of things, I believe. Am I just completely lying? Yeah, I think I'm complete. Is this a... Ah, yeah, it's one of... The Firbolg Druid. I wish... I wish there were dinosaurs. Oh, sorry. I had a flash from the past. I wish that you could just click on a global and click on like the name of a person, and it would just take you to that person or highlight that person, right? It's so difficult sometimes to kind of like fish around and try to find things. I do think that this is a Tirnanog cast, though. Like, I guess we can look in the unit list real quick. You know, overview. Got some Firbolg Druids. Yeah, all the Firbolg Druids are actually Tirnanog Druids. Normally, you're like, oh, Firbolgs, it's Femoria. But no, Femoria brought no Firbolgs to this battle. So I don't know which one it is. They're all fucking mixed in here. But one of these Firbolgs, over on Femoria's side, has cast Rain of Stones, which is actually a really interesting kind of like low-tier battlefield-wide evocation that I don't even know if it's evocation. It's battle magic that you don't really see a whole lot, but it's these stones right now that are kind of like raining down. And one of the reasons why you don't see it a whole lot is because it's not super strong, and you know, like it can definitely screw you over on your home shit. But it only does like, I don't know, 7 bludgeoning damage or something like that per little stone. Little stones raining down. And a helmet helps reduce the damage. A shield helps reduce the damage. And specifically, I think, yeah, he put up air shield. So he put up a Arrowfiend. Air shield, obviously, you have an 80% chance of just not getting hit by a stone that would otherwise hit you. That being said, right, so it's not a crazy awesome thing, but Firbolg warriors don't have helmets. And this ends up actually kind of mattering. Now, yeah. Anyways, so that happens, and then a Fomorian king puts up Wailing Winds, which is interesting, right? Wailing Winds is minus morale, but I think you got to get hit with it, right? Or is it just what's it say? Spell affects the whole battlefield until the battle is over. All enemies hear the wailing. Hearing the wailing will feel their spirits sink. I don't see any spirits sinkage. So I don't know how effective this is. It's probably just that the tooltip doesn't update, right? It's probably just not showing me that the effect is happening. But Wailing Winds is up, which is a cool spell. And now I'm gonna stop pausing. We're gonna watch the actual fight. So this is where the fly comes up from the Numidian, from the Fomorian king rather, and he goes in to start fighting things. And I said I was gonna stop, but so like this is kind of crazy. These guys are in their kind of weird communions with their trolls. They're not casting anything. They're casting Sermon of Courage. And I'm sure at this point they're probably past where they could be scripted. But there should be massive hordes of skeletons coming out right now. Hordes of skeletons and raised dead should just be flooding out of these guys at the moment. But, and this is kind of ultimately what was expected to happen. The Tuathan warriors hit the Firbolg warriors, and there's just no way that the Firbolg warriors can compete. Even with, like, mass protection did come out from Fomoria's side of things. There's just nothing that they can do. Interestingly, there's no, like, fog warriors from either of these two, right? There is Arrowfiend from Tirnanog's side of things. There is Howl up, but neither of them having fog warriors at this point is a little unexpected. So that's kind of interesting. That's good for us, at the very least. But, yeah, that's going to be a win for Tirnanog. This Banelord gets chased down, which is sad, because he's actually kitted out. If he had been, like, fluffed, he might have actually been able to kick some ass in that fight. So this is an interesting battle for us. Sorry, we just spent like 8 minutes dicking around on that battle, but I mean that's the point of Dominions, right? Is these fun battles. So this is an important battle because, not necessarily because of who won or who lost, right? This is an important battle, though, because it is a drain of resources. Tirnanog won, but they lost 57 Tuatha warriors in that. You can see the Firbolg Druids killed 58. That's really mostly, I think, from the singular Firbolg Druid that cast Rain of Stones. Fomorian lost a lot in that, a whole lot, including a single Fomorian king. When you send 5 Fomorian kings into a battle, like, that should not be a battle that you're willing to lose. Fomorian kings are big, hunkin', chunky motherfuckers. I say that they're basically like, well, I mean, they're to me they're better versions of Ingadrots, but you know, giant versions. Anyways, like, this is a rough loss for Fomorian, but Fomorian has land right now. Tirnanog does not, right? This is, I think, a worse loss for Tirnanog because all of what they have right now is very precious. Losing 17 Kushis is not good, right? That's resources that they don't have to replenish with. The Tuatha Warriors, 57 Tuatha Warriors, that's a big deal, right? Losing that many Tuatha Warriors is that's a lot that they could have been doing against us. So this is actually a very big win for us. In that Fomorian lost, sure, but they did quite a bit of damage to Tirnanog, which is a good thing for us. It's also a good thing that Fomorian is not doing great, right? Anyways, moving on, we've got our battles now. We've got a battle in Griffin Rock. Most of these battles are probably going to be non-issues. We've got Ethenim with a Phoenix Pyre, Fire Shield. Now, there is a fair number of province defense here. And keep in mind, remember, Ethenim does not have a crazy amount of defenses. He is not super thick boy, but he's thick enough to cut through all this. And if he wasn't, he's got Phoenix Pyre. So I'm not sure, again, right, with this particular setup, I'm not sure how useful Phoenix Pyre is going to be. Like, honestly. Okay, we win there. We take control of Robberhome. We find no enemies in Robberhome because he's moved his stuff off in the Battle of Lithia. Oh no, sorry, this is a little different one. So we are attacked here. And there's just a little too much to deal with here for one PD. So no worries. But this is actually a undead force moving up towards Yellow Cave. There is a battle in Tirnanog itself where we attack with Igarak, I believe. Yep, Igarak coming on. And this is a whole lot of province defense. But once again, even though these guys are not the most defensive, having Fire Shield, having Vine Shield, being able to kill quite effectively, and really having the regeneration just means that not really much they can do. And it's very nice that these guys are getting some experience. Okay, easy peasy, win in Tirnanog. We are attacked in the Sinks. And this is the force that moved off of Robberhome. So this is all that really survived from Robberhome and from the battle in Zox that retreated to Robberhome. So we've got Barbarian Chief, Bone Reader, 2 Bone Readers, 3 Bone Readers, and is that a... Yeah, it's an actual Tuatha Warrior. some undead, and some great eagles. That's it. Unfortunately, I did not move a thug here last turn. Probably silly of me. I should have anticipated that. No big deal. So they are able to pull away in the sinks. Unexpected event in Helheim. We find a cabal of sorcerers. We get an enchanted helmet, 2 earth gems, 3 astral pearls, and fire sword. And then in Boral, children are disappearing in the night. No bueno. We patrol out some Kalian scouts, which is... Oh, actually, that's not just a Kalian scout. That's an area Seraphine. Uh-huh. What's he got? Oh, he doesn't have anything. Okay. So he's got battle fright, so he's probably just using him as a scout. Alright, that's fine. Kills 3 ghouls. Jeez, probably threw a fireball or something. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that Calum is gonna hit me in the very near future. All right, so entrance to to Glimmering Fields has been breached. Cool. Tirnanog is unharmed. Yellow Caves is unharmed, and Griffin Rock is unharmed. Done a bunch of patrolling, and the turn looks kinda like this. So let's talk about what's going on. We'll talk first in the major part of the war in the Tirnanog front. We are hitting every single spot that Tirnanog currently owns in his little area. We're attacking in Eknafale with Jarl 28. We're attacking in Dershid with Igarak. We are attacking onto Tirnanog with Jarl 20, as well as with Furcus, as a kind of like little double up in the assumption that he's probably going to poke with something out of Tirnanog, because he's probably going to assume that I'm not going to have anything there. Why would I have anything? That could just lead to being killed. And it very well might lead to Furcus or Jarl 20 getting killed if he pokes out with something substantial. So, but we're going to take that risk because we have the ability to. And then we're doing a couple of other things. We are actually attacking. We have removed, and this is somewhat dangerous because we've seen what happens with some edges. What happened? Not some edges. With Bune, what happens if you do not have lightning resist? Actually, absolutely can. I'm gonna toss some lightning resist on Bune now, because we've seen what happens if you don't have lightning resist. The chance of running into some corpse constructs can get you popped, right? And there's not much that we can do from a water standpoint. There's no resist lightning or anything like that in water. But we have put a ring of water breathing on Gop, and we're hitting Devil's Pond. Because, 1, it says that it's free from military units. 2, we're trying to strangle out Tirnanog as much as possible. Okay? So, we're hitting Tirnanog, we're hitting Devil's Pond, we're hitting Eknafale, we're hitting Dershid. We are sending 2 of our Ice Devils, Bune and Nikafor, into the sinks. We are sending Oriax and Semedges onto Griffin Rock. We're actually leaving Ethenim on Griffin Rock. And we're moving Hengafor with all of these Hell Heritings, 94 Hell Heritings, and 20 Gargoyles. The Gargoyles actually have a substantial amount of siege strength, which is pretty cool. We're moving them onto Griffin Rock because we're going to try to pop Griffin Rock. I see no reason to sit around and wait, right? We have done a great deal of damage to Tirnanog. We probably need to push that advantage and see how it goes. So, that's that. I am somewhat concerned. Caveats. I'm somewhat concerned about taking these Hellherdings away from stuff like mass protection, which is what I just got, right? I just got that this turn, right? No, I got that like 2 turns ago, or the turn ago. So that is somewhat concerning to me. Actually, can I just put? Put long post. Do I just bring her? I think I'll just bring her, honestly. I think we ditch these. Because that is some stuff that we don't necessarily want to lose. In the off chance, we put on guard commander. We put her just a little bit forward. Do we have anything else, like a cap? Put a helmet on her. Go. That should work just fine. How's that gonna work? That should be okay. So yeah, slight adjustment there. We'll send Jade Sork 3 with several. It takes 3 for Hal. So we'll do 4. Ow. Ow, why do you lie, game? You should be able to do mass protection for 100, right? Let it tick once, and then do Hal for 300. Asshole. Anyways, we'll send her with 5, and then maybe we'll send another 5 on Hangad. We'll do it that way. Alright, so we'll still have mass protection. Hal's not going to be very useful. Wait, is it in forest and mountains? I can't remember. I know it's in forest, but is it also... Yeah, forest or mountain terrain. So it's actually going to be very useful in Griffin Rock. Well, that's a lie. It's not mountains, it's highlands. Well, shit. Whatever. I don't give a shit. We're attacking with quite a bit onto Griffin Rock. Sorry, that was a whole bunch of hemming and hawing. We're also doing a couple of other things. We are, for example, cloud trapezing Jarl 39 onto Lithia. And this could get a little dicey. He is not the strongest of individuals, and he has a shitty... Damn. I did not do... This has been a fucking... Been a day, so... I'll bite head. We're gonna do Mist Form, Blessing, and then we'll do Fly and Attack Rear. Light. Would Orb Lightning be? Instead of... Do not get flight, we'll just do flight and attack rearmost. So the hope here is that Jarl 39 is able to hold up against the very minor amount of undead that's here. We don't want Tir Nanog to be able to reinforce anything, like reinforce Yellow Caves or anything like that. I think he'll probably do mostly okay. He might not win necessarily, but he should probably be fine. He should do a decent job of killing most things there. We'll see. That's most of the attacks. Okay. In Yellow Siege, Yellow Caves, we're continuing to siege, and we're sending Calm 3 down into Titan's Breath. This is a risky move. We're not sending any real assistance with him, but we'll see how it goes. One of the reasons why I'm willing to send this down here to Titan's Breath is because I actually want to be able to, if I take Titan's or Yellow Caves, if I take Yellow Caves, I actually want to be able to reinforce it quickly. And Calm 3 is the only other real standing army that I have nearby. I'm also moving in King 14 with more undead for that same purpose. The only other attack move that I have going on is Burial, who is my other fucking Phoenix Pyre Reinvigoration Archdevil. He's heading over to Eric's. I'm actually trying to keep him in the generalized area of my territories because I think Caleb's going to hit me in a turn or two. I do not think it is going to be very long. I am not sure if we're going to make it to Wind of Death or Wailing Winds. We'll make it to Wailing Winds. Make that next turn. But I don't know that we're going to make it to Wind of Death in time. So we're going to have to see how it goes. Fingers crossed. This might actually take some weird finagling. Okay, so let's talk about other things. We're not really doing anything but researching up in Robberhome, except for some more sacrifice, forging more Stars of Thraldom, along with Rings of the Warrior. We're very close to being all fully kitted out in our blood hunting locations, just like another turn or two in order to do that. And again, right, the intention there is I'm not necessarily worried about a group of, a small group of raiders. I'm worried about a thug, right? A small group of raiders is probably going to get beat by the Jarls and the undead combination anyways, right? But a thug could with the right gear, could very well deal with all of that stuff, except most thugs are going to deal with that through either high protection, which the Star of Thraldom really doesn't do anything with, but I don't really have other good options at the moment. I have some. I should look into those options. But high defense skill is going to be another big thing. So high attack is going to hopefully deal with that. Okay, what else? More sacrifice, more storm spools, more corpse construction. Yeah. In other locations, Brightgate, we continue to Haruspex. In Zimria, we continue to Arcane Probing. In Dead Forest, another Vine Shield, more Haruspex, more Augury, more Blacksteel Helmets, more Voice of Apsu, another Ring of Regeneration, more Water Bracelets, more Frost Brands. We're basically back to trying to create a couple of sets of Generica gear. Mostly because I don't have things to really kit out my Jarls. You can see I keep on having to come over to other individuals and cannibalize their gear, like cannibalizing Magoth's gear or cannibalizing Bifronz's gear, which is dangerous because it gets me into a situation of if I need to suddenly utilize them for something, like I need to teleport them, and that is absolutely something that I might need to do, teleport one of them onto something, then that becomes very dangerous, right? If I don't have the gear, that's a concern. So I gotta get some more basic gear set up. Continuing to forge dwarven hammers because, again, I still find reasons to use a hammer for almost everything every single turn. I think probably only 2 or 3 more hammers, and I'm gonna start scraping the barrel where I'm like, don't know if I can make something every turn. I would, if I, for the fucking life of me, could find any fire gems. It is incredibly frustrating. It's this, our whole fucking lands, Helheim and Soramisha, are like a no fire zone. I don't understand it. It's the craziest thing in the world, right? Between Soramisha and Helheim, we've got 17-ish, and now granted we've got a lot of extra gems, but we have 10 plus for air gems, 10 plus for water, 10 plus for earth. We're low on astral, but we just got it started on astral. We got 10 plus death, and we got 10 plus nature, and we got 3 fire. What the fuck? Oh, get out of here, stop it, right? Like, damn. Anyways, Is what it is. No big deal. We'll be fine. We are making a brazen vessel this turn. So we're done with thugs for the moment. The next ones that we can potentially get are going to be the Heliophagi at level 8. Heliophagi take blood 5 in order to actually summon. So if I wanted to store up and start summoning multiples in a turn, I need to be able to have 2 blood 5s, which I actually don't have access to at this exact moment. So I need to make a brazen vessel. I'm making that on Loki. No big deal. More dark knowledge, more gnome lore, more corpse man construction. I didn't really explain that, by the way, because I already have a bloodthorn and an armor of souls, right? So that can get Loki up to 5, but then I need something to get Cold as Ice up to 5. I could just forge another Bloodstorm that's more economical, right? But I don't think Bloodthorns stack. I'm not sure if Bloodthorns stack, actually. Regardless, though, if I wanted to put multiple items on a single unit, right? Like I wanted to get Cold as Ice as high up blood as I could, which will be necessary eventually, right? To do things like Demon Lords. I'll need blood 8, right? And in order to do that, I will need multiple boosters. So we're going to go ahead and get that out of the way now. Armor of Knights going up, more Arcane Probing, more Dark Knowledge, more Auspex, and that's pretty much it. So it's another pretty simple turn. I think we got lucky. I think we got lucky in the fact that Tirnanog kind of like misjudged the turns, right? Thought that he had another turn or two before the attacking was going to happen, which kind of gave me a leg up. Although I didn't like elf the shit out of him. I attacked in like 4 or 5 locations, and they were all border locations. But then when Tirnanog did respond, I got really lucky on placements of thugs, and my Ice Devils really kind of crushed what it was that he had planned. So obviously, like I'm not counting it out. We see fight in him, right? He just attacked in Femoria and Ossuary and did quite well. I'm sure he has units in Dershid. Jory has units in his capital, right? But we're gonna try to keep the pressure up as much as we can, and hope that we remain lucky. Hope that Calum remains holding the brakes. Oh, also, I didn't cover this. We're attacking in Glimmering Fields with a very simple, like, we've got attack rear, hold and attack rear, and then we've got Misform, Blessing, Fly to attack rear. So hopefully that goes well. I don't think there's very much in Glimmering Fields, but they might win. There might be a couple of casters here, and if there are, they'll probably smoke me. I don't know if that still works, but we'll try. Anyways, that is going to be the end of the turn. Thanks for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.